Trigger warning, spoiler alert. Oh my God, somebody's been smoking cigars. You are experiencing the Tom Kelly Show. Do you know why I'm saying experiencing lately, Jack?
I don't.
Because some people are listening to it and some people are watching on YouTube, and one day I'll be selling it to people on Patreon. I am in the Cigar Lounge home. Or in the Cigar Lounge in the home. Where's my grammar? He doesn't just live in a cigar lounge. This is just one room where the cigars take place. The man cave, except it's an attic, of Jack. Can I say your last name? Yeah, sure. Jack Squiccerini. And folks, if you're watching on YouTube, and God, I hope you're not, this is what we need in a studio when we go completely viral. There's a TV set with my picture behind me. There are lounge chairs. I'm bringing my little Rode microphone. So it's a little bit more, it's half very fancy, half very crunchy. But if I took all the money I want to spend in New York City and bought myself a country home, this is what my podcasting studio would look like. Jack, you guys have heard his name before. One, it's the most fun name to say ever, Jack Squiccerini. Everybody at home, take a second and say it with me, Jack Squiccerini. Jack is a hometown friend and a college friend, and then subsequently a life friend. Jack has, there you go. Jack was with me when I did the show at the Yacht Club the other day. Our friend Danny Murdoch booked me for that. And Danny, if you're listening, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. As of right now, you are 4% of my annual income for 2022. Jack, what did you think of my show at the Yacht Club on Friday? Get in there, Jack.
Get in close. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Get in there.
So the show on at the club was fantastic. You were the best I've ever seen you, or even heard you, because obviously I listened to the podcast like many others. But you had a command of that room. Everybody was hanging on every word. And it was just a fantastic show. It really
See,
was.
I thought I was also going to get my ass kicked. So here, listen, the world is changing, people. Even the people, and listen, that place could have been a Trump rally. And I'm not knocking my 3 Trump listeners for the sake of this show. But it could have been a Trump rally, and I'm sure there was a lot of people screaming, "Let comedy be free! Why can't we joke about people?" And there was a Karen who complained because I was making fun of the elderly. And I need to let go of this part of my act, but if you've ever seen me live and at a TV show, I think of myself as Don Rickles if Don Rickles were not burning in hell right now. Okay, I am good human being Don Rickles, and I need to back off that because people are easily offended. And I was making fun of old people, but I gravitate to whoever's not having fun. Just ask any of my exes. And then I don't want to say I'm trying to find a good last name. Did you think that I had a shot at hooking up with the Delventhal twins?
Let me see.
Get in there, Jack.
Did you have a shot? Absolutely. I think everybody in that room was gravitating towards you after your show. I think you were the star of the evening. It was a fantastic show. It was even funny when the octogenarians almost ganged up and beat you.
So there you go. So Jack is sidekicking today for a few reasons. I'm going to sleep in the city tonight, and I've slept in the city last night. I am taking a sleep apnea test, America. Yes, Jack, don't worry. I don't think I'm dying, but for whatever reason, when I'm in the city, I have trouble sleeping at about 4 a.m. I wake up. I'm choking. It's not a dream. And then I get ornery, and then I fall asleep generally at 6:15. The pandemic has ruined my sleeping hours. Your sleeping hours are about the same as before the pandemic?
Yes, I had these little walking, talking alarm clocks.
Oh, you have children. Yeah, so you're set. You're on a schedule. So me, I wound up going from late night comedian working a morning show hours to saying, hey, why don't I wake up early? I'll be healthy. I'll go for morning walks on the beach. God bless America. And now I'm having trouble transitioning to comedian who performs after 9 p.m. Like right now, I'm really blue light special Tom Kelly. But whatever it is, around 5 in the morning, no matter what time I go to bed, I start choking. So I got this very convenient sleep apnea test through my doctor, Dr. Fox News. And the problem is it's like an at-home sort of a thing. So the guy is very, I'll meet you in the city. I'll meet you at your apartment. I'll meet you at your mom and dad's house. And I really don't need my parents knowing I'm taking a sleep apnea test. Even though I told them, and my father's line is, you don't have anything medically wrong with you. That was my father's answer on that.
So let me get this straight. You're paying a man to come to your house and watch you sleep?
No. I am paying a man to come to my house to give me a machine the size of an iPhone that looks very creepy while I'm sleeping. Like it was like I had a little thing on my finger. It was very bondagey. If you're into, listen, if we're gonna make it kinky and we're going for the kinky jokes, it was high-end hospital porn. If you're into that, there was like a Fitbit strapped around my chest.
There'll be a telemetry strap and a pulse ox on your finger.
Well, now suddenly you had to go all wiry after being all pornographic. Whatever, Jack. Yeah, you went for the joke and then you had to go prove how smart you were. But yes, exactly. I had the little telemetry strap. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me try that again with more confidence. Watch how I edit out the part where I stuttered. Telemetry strap. And so anyway, and then I woke up choking. Then I came out to visit my nephews on Long Island. I felt like I needed some human contact today. And then I also have realized I have no podcasts in the can right now. So now I'm going to over-record. Anyway, this whole test has become a stressful thing. I'd rather just die in my sleep.
Well, I guess what I would want to know is, what is going to be the outcome? If you have the test, do they diagnose you with sleep apnea? And then you get one of those cool, rebreathers you get to wear when you sleep, the CPAP machine, which girls find really sexy, by the way.
Yeah, so I think so I hit this point probably 2 years ago when I realized I moved home with mommy and daddy during a pandemic. Is the opinions of women who may or may not want to sleep with me has not been a problem for a long time. And at this point, I've retired. We had a big rejection last week, and I'm not even getting too far into it, but at this point, I am officially retired. We're actually going to hang my Quinnipiac sweatshirt up into the rafters of Jack's stinky man cave. That's about where I'm at sexually at this point. At this point, I have enough money and no money coming in. The last thing I need is a divorce and to lose half of it.
Fair point.
Yeah, says a man who knows many divorced people. So yeah, I you know what I want to do? I want to cross sleep apnea off the list so that way they can say you need a new therapist or you're having other issues. I don't know. But anyway, the machine, this very convenient structure of getting a test is very inconvenient because part of the problem is I never know where I want to sleep. And then the guy kind of said, the sales guy's like, well, maybe that's your problem.
It could be.
I could also need a new mattress. I'm also sleeping on a 15-year-old mattress. Brian Kist. You met Brian Kist.
Absolutely.
He owned that mattress before me, but only for 1 year. He and his wife have fornicated on my mattress many times.
Probably more than you ever.
Exactly. And that's my line is, folks, you're always welcome to stay at Tom Kelly's house because somebody should have sex in his bed. Why not you? All right. So I got a list of things I'll go through a list of things on my head. I hope to God this thing is recording because we look great. I hit a point where I decided I'm fancy. I know on my way out here from my parents' house to your house, one town over, I came to the painful realization I am no longer a 7-Eleven coffee guy.
You're a coffee snob.
I'm a coffee snob. Dunkin' Donuts or higher.
Are you a Blue Bottle coffee snob?
I have had it, actually. I don't enjoy Blue Bottle's fine, but it's expensive. There's a new one, and I'm going to remember the name. I'll put the name in the show notes. There's one right around the corner from me, and everything is a little. They do the pour overs.
Sure.
And it's not Blue Bottle though. It's another one. And they have these little blondies. They're these little cookies that are like an inch long. And if you are like, wow, I need to find a way to spend an extra $2 to $3 on my morning drip, that's the place to go.
My wife is a big fan of Blue Bottle.
How does she even know Blue Bottle out? Oh, because she's in the city.
There's one near her office, and it is known for all the finance guys that come in their Patagonia vests. So apparently there's, for the women, a lot of eye candy. So you could be one more of those pieces of eye candy. Maybe that's where you find the future Mrs. Tom Kelly.
Yeah, you just said it. Patagonia vest, not college sweatshirt. That's that moment now. All right. I may have to cut that whole segment out just for fear that they listen. Also on my list, depressing songs. Do you have your favorite depressing song?
I can't say that I do.
Oh, I do. I believe the name is Gary Lightfoot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Hang on. I'm going to make sure I get this right. Something Lightfoot, Barry Lightfoot. And the song is, if you could read my mind now. You know what I'm talking about? What a song the thoughts would tell. But anyway, the refrain of, I don't know where we went. Oh, here we go. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone and I just can't get it back. It makes me sad, that song.
Sounds like a breakup song.
Yeah, it is a breakup song. And they play it at the dentist's office. And we wonder why there's a statistic that dentists kill themselves more than any other profession. And it is because of, I think it's Gary Lightfoot. Gary Lightfoot, something Lightfoot, Barry Lightfoot. Everyone's going to start commenting in the secret Facebook group about which Lightfoot it was. Folks, let me know. Which Lightfoot am I talking about? Gordon Lightfoot. And I didn't even find that on the notes. Gordon Lightfoot, America. Jack, you're going to see how much shorter this show is tomorrow morning, and you're going to feel great. We talked about, have you ever thought about quitting cigars? I feel like that would make me more inclined to do the podcast here.
Sure, absolutely. It's a terrible habit, an expensive one, too.
Well, that was pretty easy. I did not expect to win that argument quite so quick. I thought we were going to have to do like a writing campaign.
No intervention needed.
No intervention needed. Are you close to quitting?
When I want to, I will.
Gotcha. So Jack, as a lawyer, is just good at shutting people up right there. And the secret is acquiesce quickly. Before we...
Well, there's no winning argument. It's a terrible hobby. You know, it's bad for you, and it stinks. But to the people that love them, they love them.
Well, wait, did you do this when we were in college?
I did, actually. That's where I began smoking. It was Colonial Times, that restaurant.
Wait, you went to that fancy restaurant? Oh, yes. You took a girl.
No, there was actually, we would go with some of my friends, and there was this bartender. His name was O'Shea, and he was fantastic. And he would give us little snifters of high-end scotch that we normally couldn't afford. And they had their own humidor there, and he could get cigars. So it kind of gave us a little bit of a feeling of, breathing the rarefied air. You as a young college student, you were stretching your dollars from week to week. And, a cigar, though you may not like them, always connotes a picture of success and reward. Like when any sports team wins a championship, Super Bowl or otherwise, they break out the Cubans. There's always a cigar. When somebody's successful, there's a cigar.
Yeah. All right, and that was just a sad story about how you enable yourself. All right, so you didn't listen to yesterday's podcast, and you might be proud. You might be prouder of me as a friend if you skipped the last 3 minutes. But this has become a little bit of a controversy in the secret fan group, which anybody can join just by asking Tom, "Can I get the link to the secret fan group on Facebook?" I got mad at somebody who saw me at one of the TV shows and then said, "Hey, Tom, I'm a fan of yours. Why don't you post more on social media?" You mean more than 6 times a day? Okay, biting my tongue. And he goes, "Can you get me tickets to SNL or Jimmy Fallon?"
So he flattered you for the ask.
Flattered me for the ask. And
the old compliment sandwich. You're wonderful, I want something, and you're wonderful again.
Yeah. So I kind of caught on to that and said, "Dude, I haven't worked for 2 years. You're not a fan. I've been borderline suicidal. I have a podcast. Things get lower?" And I went pretty off on the guy. I said, "Sure, let me go get you tickets right now. what dates are you coming? And he gave me the dates. Like, he was just not getting my upsetness. So anyway, I got a lot of nice messages in the fan group, and a nice message from Lainey, our super fan, who says, and super friend, hey, just finished the new episode. I enjoyed it, but F Robert, he's a D. And you're amazing and talented with real fans who actually watch and listen to you. And I know you know that, and just know we got your back. And I'm going to be honest, people. I failed. It's a lesson I think you need to learn, and I know for sure it's a lesson I say I learned every time, and I don't. There's no value in telling an idiot they're an idiot, people. There's not. I could have converted the guy into a fan. I could have given him and I gave him the links anyway. I just called him a jerk anyway. I'm like, I actually gave him the names of the websites anyway. And I actually apologize to you, the folks who listen to this podcast. I should have been more Christ-like. I should have been more forgiving. I could have talked behind his back, but I also kind of, called him out on it in public. Listen, I hate a lot of people who talk to me from, some of the shows where I did not have a good experience. And they're like, hey, we miss you there. And I'm like, yeah, well, and then they'll say, can you do me a favor for this? And I'm like, no, you kept going to that show after I got canned. Screw you. Like you knew I was squirming, and now you want me to go hook you up with a producer there? Anyway, there's something to be said about deleting the email before I can reply.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And to your point, your idiot point, one of my favorite sayings about idiots, you never argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. So you lower yourself when you go there. And I think another way you can look at that situation is you had somebody who holds you in a high regard, believes you have more access than maybe you do at this time, and take it as a compliment. They thought you were the guy who could get them the thing that they wanted that no one else could. And they thought enough of you to ask. That's how I would look at it.
So on the outside chance Robert is listening, I'm sorry. All right. Big ending, people. Big ending. We already shouted out Lainey Abels. Oh, on the list of potential guests coming up, I have a matchmaker from Bella Gandhi from the Smart Dating Academy. Did you watch Law & Order SVU?
I did not.
Okay, well, you're going to not care if you miss this next podcast. Diane Neal, who was one of the district attorneys on the program. She's also a stand-up comedian. She agreed to be on the podcast, but has not set a date for when. I'm going to try to stockpile a few theme songs because I'm going to LA in 2 weeks, and I think this microphone might be too heavy to carry out there, so I need to find a more convenient way to record out there. We'll work on that. And shout out to Celeste Berry, who came out of nowhere, sent me an email yesterday. Magic mirroring you. We see you, Celeste. We also see Ryan. We see Robert. We see Marianne. We see another Robert. We see Caitlin. We see Danielle. We see Rebecca. And we see Evan. Nope, Evan's a spam message on Instagram. All right, but most importantly, I see you. If you get a chance, comment where you can comment, share love where you can share love, and hit like where you can hit like. And if you know someone who'd like the podcast, please send it to them or post it in one of them Reddit groups. I'm going to start working on that for later. But until next week, good night, Amityville.